My name is Sonia, and I was once a student at the University of Calabar. I graduated in 2020 alongside my best friend, and after graduation, we continued living together until I got married in 2024. Marriage was a dream come true for me. I was happy, fulfilled, and deeply rooted in Christ. I always desired to be a godly wife, a woman of virtue, and a vessel God could use for His work. 5 months into my marriage, the Lord blessed me with pregnancy. My husband and I were overjoyed, and my best friend seemed even more excited than we were. She was constantly in our home, eating, laughing, and spending time with us. She blended into our family so easily that I trusted her with my whole life. She was not just a friend to me, she was my confidant, my prayer partner, and my sister. But something strange began to happen during my pregnancy. My body started changing rapidly. I wasn't just gaining weight, I was growing so large that I could barely walk, or even get out of bed. At first, I thought it was just the normal changes of pregnancy, but as weeks went by, it became unbearable. My husband suggested taking me to the hospital, but my friend insisted that I was fine, and should not stress myself. Out of trust, we listened to her. But deep inside, I knew something was wrong. I often felt like I was suffocating my own baby. When I could no longer endure the discomfort, I secretly called my mother. That very day, my mother traveled down to see me. The moment she stepped into our house and saw me, she screamed and dropped her handbag.
What is this?
Why did you call your mother? Do you want to give her hypertension?
But I only smiled faintly, because I knew I had done the right thing. My husband looked uncomfortable, but my mother wasted no time. She commanded him to take me to the hospital immediately.
You call this pregnancy? How can my daughter look like this? She was never this big before.
Mother, it's normal. Pregnancy changes people.
No, this is not normal. My daughter cannot even lift her own legs. Something is wrong.
I felt guilty for worrying her, but they carried me into the car. Even the back seat could hardly contain me. At the hospital, the nurses gasped at the sight of me, and the doctor was equally shocked.
Mrs. Dave, what happened? How did this get to this stage?
Nothing happened, doctor. Just do your work and stop staring.
After several tests, the doctor announced that my baby was fine, but something else seemed off.
There is nothing physically wrong, but let's wait for the blood results. If they come out clear, then you can go home.
When will the results be ready?
Tomorrow morning. Come back then.
We returned home, and as I sat helplessly on the chair, my husband sighed deeply.
My wife can't even go to church anymore. I just hope these results explain something.
This baby must be a strong one, changing your body like this.
That night, I could not sleep. My mother stayed with me, praying fervently. She cried unto God on my behalf. The next morning, my friend woke up early. She brought me tea, massaged my body, and showered me with kindness. My mother was surprised and said nothing. Later, when we were alone, she pulled me aside.
Sonia, how long has this girl been living with you? Does she not have her own place?
Mother, as long as she is good to me, it doesn't matter.
My daughter, this is not right. A friend should not live with you like this. Be careful. A good friend today can become an enemy tomorrow.
Mother, please don't interfere. She is my confidant, my prayer partner, my everything. People keep warning me about her, but they don't know her the way I do.
Sonia, I know what I'm saying. Not everyone who smiles with you is for you.
Later that day, the hospital called that the results were ready. Since my husband wasn't home, my friend offered to go on my behalf, and I agreed, because I could not move around easily.
How did this happen? What caused it?
We don't know yet. It's an unknown virus. She'll need further tests.
Virus my foot. Sonia, the doctor said it's a pathogen. A virus with no name or cure. And it's affecting your baby too.
A virus without a name. Oh God, what is the meaning of all this? Is it because I haven't been going to church since this sickness started?
I reject it. My God has the final say.
She insisted that we call her pastor for prayers, and also declared that we would hold a vigil that very night. My friend only smiled and nodded, pretending to agree. But as the night grew darker, I noticed she was uneasy. My mother's presence troubled her greatly. When everyone had gone quiet, she stepped outside to where my mother was standing on the terrace, praying. That part of the house was dark. Without hesitation, my friend pushed my mother violently down the staircase. My mother screamed, her voice echoing into the night, until suddenly, silence.
What is that?
What happened?
Zoe showed up behind him, looking scared and surprised. They both checked around, calling my mother, until their flashlight caught the sight of her lifeless body. Jesus! They both screamed at the same time, rushing downstairs to check on her. Zoe was secretly wishing within herself that my mother shouldn't survive, and as she expected, my mother was no more. She had banged her head on the blocks used to make the stairs.
How did this happen? Oh my God, not now. It shouldn't be now. Mama, please wake up.
The whole thing alerted me, but I was unable to move myself to where they were. Moments later, my husband entered to take his car key and left the house. Shortly after, my friend entered my room, but I wasn't pleased with their strange behavior. I was aware of the scary noise that had occurred earlier. Where is my mother? Where is my husband going to? Zoe was silent, staring at me. Then all of a sudden, she started crying. I felt a sharp pain beneath my fetus, as my heart pounded very fast. Instantly, I knew something bad had happened to my mother. Where is my mother Zoe? Talk to me.
Your mother is dead, Sonia. She fell in the dark, down the stairs. You have to be calm, my friend. Please, for the sake of your unborn child. Please, I am begging you, Sonia.
No, please. I want to see my mother. Take me to my mother right now. I have to see her. Sonia, tell me you're joking. Just tell me it's a lie. We still saw each other not quite long ago. She told me she wanted to pray and relax outside there. And now you're telling me this. It's a lie.
It is true, my friend. It still looks like magic to me as well. But why? I mean, oh my God, I am even speechless right now, Sonia. Please, hold yourself together.
Then my mother should be healed then, since she has been taken to the hospital. I have to go, Sonia. I have to go see my mother. I stood up, groaning, and almost fell back on the bed, but I supported myself by holding a small stool on Zoe's shoulder. My legs were heavy as I tried to move. Pain circulated all around me as I forced myself forward. Zoe said nothing and followed me quietly. She knew I wouldn't be able to make it to the hospital, so she wasn't bothered.
Wait, Sonia, let's hear from your husband first. I am still worried about you. You shouldn't overstress yourself.
I sat on the bed quietly. I also knew I was doing too much, but my mother was on my mind. While we were talking, my husband returned and entered to meet us. I almost jumped at him, screaming, and asking about my mother.
She is fine, babe. Just calm down.
Are you sure? You mean she is alive? Wow.
Zoe uttered in disbelief, but within, she was scared. I asked why she was crying if truly my mother was alive, and my husband gave me an assuring response. My crying became louder, this time in peace, but Zoe looked disturbed. She started thinking from different angles, wondering if my mother knew she was behind her fall, or if she had said something to my husband. She acted happily with both of us, wishing she had a chance to speak with him privately, but the chances weren't there. The next day, I woke up and didn't see my husband beside me. I was also pressed and needed to go to the restroom, but I was unable to lift myself up. I didn't understand why it was getting more difficult for me to do things for myself every day. I held the top of the bed, and stepped down on my left leg, but I missed a step and stumbled to the floor on my belly. I screamed out in pain, and Zoe came in. She hurried over immediately to lift me up. My body was shivering, and my knees were weak. Pain consumed me, and that was the last thing I felt, until I opened my eyes to a very sharp pain penetrating my body. I was shocked to see myself in a theater. With just a slight cough, I saw nurses running out and coming back in with a doctor and an anesthesiologist. They checked on me, but my body felt uneasy.
The virus metabolizes anesthesia twice as fast. She's waking up mid-surgery.
But she just woke up.
I couldn't hold back the pain, and I groaned desperately, feeling it all over my body. I heard one of the surgeons say,
"We have to deliver the baby now. The virus is densest in her uterus."
What could that mean? Am I in labor already? Help me. I screamed out. The operating theater hummed with frantic energy, the air thick with antiseptic and something darker, a greasy, metallic scent that clung to the back of my throat. The doctors moved with practiced urgency, their voices clipped as they cut into me.
BP's dropping. More clamps. Now, now. Christ, look at the placenta.
Then, silence. A terrible, airless silence. The obstetrician's hands stilled. The nurses froze. Even the machine seemed to hush. And then one of the nurses whispered, flabbergasted,
No. Jesus Christ.
"The thing they pulled from my womb was not a child. It was small, yes. It had limbs, yes. But the skin was slick and gray-pink, mottled with patches of coarse bristles. Its face, God, its face, was a grotesque parody. A snout, wrinkled and too long, the nostrils flared as if still seeking milk. Tiny, cloven hooves curled against its chest. They were too dumbfounded to speak, staring at one another.
Born dead.
This is unbelievable.
A pig. Jesus Christ.
A scalpel clattered to the floor. And then they made me look at the creature. A tilt of the mirror. A glimpse of the thing I had carried. My breath hitched. My heart stuttered speechlessly. The monitors screamed as darkness swallowed me. I was gone. Everyone ran helter-skelter to revive me. After several minutes, I woke up gasping. It was so cold. The lights above me were blinding, haloed by pale, sweating, terrified faces hovering around me. A hand moved down my neck to harm me. I gasped, restless, trying to defend myself. My neck was pressed down tightly to suffocate me, and from nowhere, the hand was pulled off. I looked up and saw my mother's back, fighting the unrecognized figure that aimed to strangle me.
She's back. Pupils reactive. Get the crash cart ready again.
They moved frantically around me. They brought me back, but my fear became reality. My chest was burning, and my throat raw. I couldn't breathe properly. All I could think of was the thing. The pig thing. My baby, I croaked, but the doctors exchanged glances. Their silence was answer enough. My head sank back onto the bed when I heard a sound. A wet, guttural grunt. I wished it was a dream. I wished I could be in the dreamland, rather than face the reality of nurturing a pig as a child.
Mrs. Dave, do not cry.
That can never be my child. Never. I spent days at the hospital, getting treatment for the virus that had gotten deeper into me. I expected my mother to come, but I was told she was still hospitalized. I worried less about her, only prayed for her recovery. My friend came one day with a bowl of porridge and fruit. I ate all, and was glad to have her with me. But deep inside, I was very sad about the pig-dead child I gave birth to. What resulted in such a thing was a big mystery I couldn't explain.
Are you still thinking about it, my dear friend? Everything happens for a reason. The devil is a big liar. Anyone plotting evil against you shall face the wrath of God. A pig, ha, this is so bizarre to me. But I just want you to put yourself together for the sake of your husband. I am very sure another baby will come soon.
But don't you think this is spiritual? Even the nurses and doctors said so. My case was different from all they had seen, birthing a live pig. Oh God, I still can't believe it.
Oh come on, stop it Sonia. You shouldn't allow people's utterances to hurt you. See it as mere talk. Everything is not spiritual my dear. Don't you know that by going spiritual again, you might be causing more damage to yourself without knowing? So why not leave everything to God? Just believe you will be fine.
Looking at my friend's encouraging words, I felt at peace, and hugged her for her selfless concern over me. If it wasn't for her, I might have committed suicide. A week later, I got discharged. Before leaving the hospital, I requested to see my mother, but my husband insisted we go home first. I accepted, and we headed home. On arriving, I was assisted into the living room and saw my 2 uncles, my father, and some of my relatives. I was shocked because I wasn't expecting them. I greeted them happily. Then they started praising me for being strong. I didn't know what awaited me until the news of my mother's death was announced. I thought it was a joke until my husband patted my back gently and my friend also nodded in awareness. I broke into tears, sobbing wholeheartedly, as they told me how she couldn't survive the night she fell. A happy day suddenly turned into sorrow. But would things just end for me like that? This, I couldn't tell. 3 months later, things started changing in my home. It began when I asked my friend to leave my house and get an apartment for herself. She suddenly changed it for me, threatening that I should never expect her to leave, or else I would lose my life. I was shocked, because I never expected her to react that way. From that moment, I started falling sick non-stop. I was given medicine, yet there was no improvement. My husband became tired of me, getting easily pissed off at my uncured sickness. I cried every day alone in the room. It was really hard for me, seriously hard. I got tired easily doing things for myself. I thought my fatness would stop after taking the drugs, but it seemed the drugs only made my condition worse. I hardly saw my friend around anymore, though she still lived in my house. My husband no longer listened to me or cared for me. One night, I summoned courage and crawled from my room to the living room, but I didn't see my husband. I then crawled over to my friend's door and struggled to open it. When I finally did, I fell inside, and raising my head up, my heart almost stopped working as my spirit felt like leaving my body. I saw my husband copulating with my friend. I was totally shocked, and couldn't utter a word. When Zoe looked at me, she let out a mocking laugh while pointing at me. I managed and crawled out to the sitting room, and Zoe and my husband followed me to the sitting room. "Is this why you refused to come and sleep with me in our room?" "Honey, what have I done?" "Ha, Zoe, so you were this evil, sleeping with my husband under my roof." "Ha, I have been foolish and stupid." Zoe smirked, not sheepish or guilty. She came toward me and slapped my face. The sound cracked around the room like a gunshot.
You should be glad I have your 5 minutes man under my wings.
You were sick.
And you're boring. Did you really think your husband stayed with you all this while because he wanted to? He stayed because he pitied you, my dear friend. Don't you know how you look?
Shut up. I struggled to push myself up from the chair. My knees ached, and my thighs trembled. Zoe laughed at me again.
Look at you, you can't even stand without breaking a sweat. No wonder your husband couldn't stand to touch you. Don't worry, very soon, your voice will be gone, and your life will be cut short.
I flinched, unable to move. Then Zoe tilted her head, her voice syrupy with fake sympathy.
Ah, don't cry, you'll just bloat even more.
She walked away, her laughter trailing behind like poison. My husband, who had been watching all this, also followed her. I then crawled to the table, aiming to get my phone. But my husband pushed me hard to the floor.
Are you thinking about calling for help? You better stay right there. Since you have seen what your eyes shouldn't see, then you are going to face the consequence.
My husband's words left me marveled. Zoe came again, and ordered my husband to join her in dragging me into the room. They did, and immediately locked me up. It was at that moment I realized the deed I had caused myself and my family. What I thought was defense, had become my biggest nightmare. I couldn't imagine more than to think my husband had been charmed. His odd behavior clearly showed it. For more than 2 weeks, I was locked up, only given food when it pleased them. I didn't know who to contact or how to escape. My phone had been taken from me, and no sign of help could come. While alone, I sat down and meditated on the word of the Lord. I was always praying for God's mercy and intervention in my life. Deep inside me, I had a strong belief that help would come by God's grace. Suddenly, Zoe came into the room, interrupting my time with God.
Oh, I see, you're now getting closer to God. Anyways, I brought you hot sausage. I know you must be famished, my little pumpkin.
Get your filthy self out of here. You have no right to come into my room. Haven't you done enough already? Zoe, you betrayed me, and you should be remorseful and apologize. Even though I know you charmed my husband, you shouldn't do this to me. She laughed at me, flipping her hair carelessly. She walked around me without saying a word, then suddenly attacked me. From behind her, she brought out a syringe. I panicked. Why did she want to use that on me? I started struggling, fighting back with everything in me. She was panting heavily, kicking and pressing down on my face. My hands couldn't hold her properly, and my legs were too heavy to lift. My breath grew shallow, my strength slipping away. I screamed, trying to push her off, but she suffocated me. Then, I felt a sharp sting on my lap. Instantly, I knew she had injected me. You were wicked, Zoe. And you will surely get paid back.
I can't get paid back because you won't be alive to see it. I hate you, Sonia. I hate you with all my life. Whoever dares to come and save you will go down to the grave. I must see you dying silently, until you are no more.
And I won't die. My God will shame you. I will come out alive. She slammed the door loudly as she left. Not long after, my throat started itching. My whole system changed, and I couldn't control myself. I held my throat tightly, groaning on the bed. It was as if I was seeing the devil himself, calling me. With that, I fainted. While I was battling in that state, Zoe went straight to the kitchen to prepare food for my husband. Not long after, he came in.
Hi darling, welcome back.
How are you, my love? You look stressed. What are you cooking?
She smiled, and gave him a loving kiss. Together, they went to the kitchen.
How is Sonia doing? Has she eaten today?
She has, darling. But she still cries and yells out for you. Can you imagine that? She has forgotten you are all mine, all mine.
They both laughed happily together. In my unconscious state, I saw my mother. Mother, please, forgive me, please don't forsake me.
Go back. I said go back. I don't want you here. Go back.
She pushed me down into a deep hole, and I screamed, only to wake up suddenly back in my room. I opened my eyes, shocked to realize my throat was okay again. I sat up gently, tears dropping rapidly. A heavy guilt filled my heart for reasons I couldn't explain. Meanwhile, Zoe went to visit an herbalist. She told him I had found out about her relationship with my husband, and that she needed to know how to finish me off once and for all. The man didn't hesitate. He gave her a grinding white powder.
Pour this at the entrance of her door. The moment she walks over it, she will die. But
Zoe didn't wait to hear the rest. She left immediately. When she got home, she went straight to my doorstep and poured the powder.
Today, you are going to die.
She then went to her room to sleep. Hours later, she woke up, suddenly remembering that she hadn't opened my door to give me freedom. She hurried to my door, and without thinking, stepped right on the powder she had poured herself. Instantly, her brain struck like fire. Her mouth opened in horror, as regret washed over her.
What have I done?
She ran into my room, but to her greatest shock, I was not there.
Sonia, Sonia. Where is she?
Her heart pounded in fear, as she rushed back into her own room to grab her phone. She dialed my number, pacing restlessly. Suddenly, the entrance door pushed open, and there I was, coming in with my husband and 3 officers. The moment Zoe saw us, she froze. Instantly, she remembered what the native doctor had told her, never to allow me to see her with my husband, or discover their affair, or else, the charm she had used on him would break.
Ha! He is free. Ha! I am doomed. No, I can't run mad. She must step on the charm. She must step on it, so I can still have her man to myself.
Her words went off key. My husband, the officers, and I watched her in amazement. They didn't understand what was happening, but I knew. One officer stepped closer to hold her, but Zoe barked like a mad dog, thrashing wildly, pointing here and there, muttering gibberish. I told you she charmed you. You can see how she's confessing now.
Keep quiet, you fool. You think you are free from me? You think you won't die? Just be playing, my dear. You will die very soon.
Zoe, what has come over you? What was my offense to you? I took you as my sister, as family. I trusted you with my whole life. I even disobeyed my mother because of you.
Ha, very good. Your mother was pushed by me. Yes, I pushed her and she stumbled to her death. Yes, I ended her life. She wanted to deliver you by bringing in her pastor. Who does that? Deliver the person I tied? Never. So I ended her.
Ha. I broke down crying. In the blink of an eye, my husband lunged at Zoe, punching her with uncontrollable rage, until the officers pulled him back. But Zoe didn't stop. She kept confessing. She admitted she was responsible for my pig childbirth. She admitted she caused my excess fatness, that it wasn't the virus the doctors thought, but her evil manipulation.
Let me go.
Allow me to beat the madness out of her. Sonia, you caused this. Remember, I warned you, but you chose her as your best friend. You brought a beast into your home.
Honey, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't know. I hated myself for this. Please forgive me.
Do you even remember what I gave you? Oh, you can't, because you were a fool. That handkerchief I gave you 2 days after you shared your pregnancy news. Yes, that handkerchief you used to wipe your sweaty face all the time, that's what caused your fatness. Can't you see? It wasn't natural. I did so many things to you, and you never realized.
But why, Zoe? Why? I only ever did you good.
Oh, cut the crap. You did me no good. How can I remain single while you enjoy a happy home? Are we not friends? Are we not supposed to share things? And let me remind you, I met your so-called husband first before you. You were only lucky he chose you over me.
I was too stunned to reply. My husband didn't even understand how, or where she had met him. He believed she must be lying. The officers wasted no more time. They dragged Zoe away. Now you see what I went through, all because of my so-called best friend whom I trusted. Well, it isn't a bad thing to trust your friends, but allowing them free access into your home, especially with your husband, is not wise. I learned my lesson in the hardest way. I spent days on the mountain, praying for God's mercy upon me. Every day, I expected to see the end of my life as Zoe had cursed me, but God is more powerful than anyone. I thought my husband would abandon me. But he proved that true love isn't about convenience. It is about the heart, what it desires, what it is committed to. His love and his bond with me made him stay. I hated Zoe for what she caused in my family. People told me to forgive her, but I don't think I can. Every day, she reminds me of my mother's death. As of now, Zoe is still in a psychiatric center, living as a lunatic. My body has never fully returned to normal. The doctor told me my stature can only reduce slightly, but not permanently. The stigma is still there, though not as severe as before. So please, learn from my experience. Never allow your best friend to live with you and your husband. The heart of man is very deep. Please take precautions.